I'm Lara Denny.
I'm Alina Enton.
We worked with the Practice Safer Dancing workshop.
In our portion of the class, we talked about how to take care of your own movement in the dance so that your partner feels good dancing with you, as opposed to using your partner in certain ways to make the dance safe. So we talked about how we keep our own balance and our own weight properly so that we don't rely on each other to balance each other or to, hurt each other by trying to work off the partner as opposed to working off our own body. So my exercise was, if you take an anchor step, if you have a stretch in your tension in your arms and you take an anchor step and then you let go on the 6, and you are actually lined up, your head is above your hips and your hips are above your feet, so that you have a straight line going down into the floor. If you have that line and you let go, you will be properly balanced. And you don't have to rely on your partner to steady yourself or keep your weight properly anchored to the floor. You will be actually balanced in your own proper frame. So we did anchor step, and then we would let go. And we would keep our balance and not go backwards or sideways or which way and this way. You will keep your own frame and keep your own body straight, lined up, and everybody will have a good time and nobody will hurt each other and rely on each other for balance. And also we worked on on a push break. So we would do anchor step and we would do a push break, and on the 3 we would let go, and we would still be lined up. Our head will be above our hips and our hips will be above our feet. And even if we take one of those points out of alignment, we still have 2 points. Like say if I wanted to shape and my hips were out, my head and my feet are still lined up so that our balance is still our own and we're not laying on our partner or putting our weight on them or anything like that. We keep our own dance, 100% rely on our own body to keep ourselves balanced.
And that went into what I talked about in the class, which was how to release your hand and get to maybe a middle finger hold, or actually completely let go, but still have a great dance, still maintain your position in the dance. So we did some passes with this. So I'm going to lead Alina, and if your partner pulls you, you can release the tension by coming to a finger hold or completely letting go but continuing to go. So I'm going to pull. We're going to do a left side pass, and I'm going to pull her, and Alina's going to actually let go but keep it small at the end so that she can come back to the connection and still maintain the dance. Yeah? So she went a little bit smaller at the end so that she can come back to a good connection. But if I pull, she would be falling over if she continued to hold. So I'm going to pull, and she's going to either let go or go to a finger hold. Okay? Yeah? Same thing goes on the other side. So if as a leader, I'm going to have you be the leader. Actually, I could be the leader. If as a leader I pull and yank, or as a follow, she pulls me, is what I wanted to say. So she's pulling me, yeah? So I'm trying to go backwards, and she's like, no, no. Then I can go to that hand hold. So she's pulling me, and I'm like, okay. No, I'm going to soften this up. Or a left side pass, she's pulling me, and I might let go and then keep it smaller for my anchor. Okay, so little simple things like how do we keep that dance going and fluid and still maintain a happy face.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Kay Newhouse.
I'm Abby Stone.
And we have the second part of our Practice Safer Dancing workshop. We were talking in our workshop about how to dance so that you can use your skills to dance safely and happily no matter which partner you're dancing with. One of the things that we worked on was the idea that you can modulate your voice when you're dancing and ask your partner to modulate theirs as well. We use the analogy that in a conversation, if your partner is speaking too loudly for you, the dance analogy is they're giving you a connection which is too heavy, too much tension for you, too strong. You can ask them to modulate that by telling them two things. One is that you're paying attention. So we used a nice enclosed grip here so that they could really tell we're paying attention. And the other was just by lowering our own voices, so reducing our own tension and asking them to match us. One of the pieces we needed to use once we did that was our own motion. So we really have to respond to the motion our partner is giving us. So on something like a regular pass here, I'm going to move soon with Abby. If I want to keep the volume low, I'm going to move sooner. Same thing on the second half of the patterns as a leader. When I go by her, if she wants to modulate the amount of connection, she can move towards me as I finish passing her, so that I never get to the loud voice that she's trying to avoid. You want to add the piece about scrolling now?
Sure. All right. So the piece I talked about was a technique called spooling. So basically using your arms as a way to connect with your partner if your partner is using a very loud voice. So this works for both leads and followers. So as a lead, if I'm dancing with a follow who is dancing with a very loud voice and I don't want to run out of room on my connection, I'm going to spool very strongly, which is wrapping my body into my arm on 4 and unspooling very slowly on 5 and 6. So it allows me to connect to my partner when I want to connect with her instead of making her come forward on 5 and 6. Same thing for the follows. If my lead is talking with a loud voice and I'm nice and relaxed, I can use that same technique. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm spooled nice and strongly here. Go the other direction so you can see. So I'm here on 4. Even if he's really trying to pull me on 5 and 6, I can say, no, hold on a second. 5 and 6. Okay, now he's ready to go.
The last piece that we did was we looked at turns, and we showed how on something as simple as a sugar tuck turn, the point where this can become painful for the follow is right here, if my arm gets pulled away from me. There are several ways to fix it. One is an attentive leader who can move towards me so that that hand places correctly over me, even if I as a follower was not in a great spot for that. As a follower, I can adjust my body so I stay underneath that connection, or I can simply turn to face my partner. What I'm going to avoid is raising my voice and pushing back here, because that tends to get your partner to raise their voice too and give you more tension here rather than keeping you safe the way we'd like you to be. Happy dancing, everybody.
Bye.